What's going on, y'all? In today's video, we're gonna be touching base on generating income. Reason being is in a lot of videos, we talk about motivation. We talk about, how I've reached the point that I'm at now. We talk about the different ways to make money. And there's two main strategies or two main ways that I like to say there are to generate income. One is creating revenue drivers. Two is multiplying the income. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of figuring out how to multiply income when you don't have income coming in the first place. Now, when I talk about income coming in, I'm talking about significant income, right? Because at the end of the day, if you have $1 million in your account and, you could have even a 1 to 5% gain off of the $1 million, it's money that's worth being multiplied. But when we're talking about, a couple $1,000s or a couple $100, what good is it to turn $100 into 200 and 2 into 4? It's nothing significant in the grand scheme of things. And so I'm a fan of trying to figure out how to generate income from nothing. Now, how do we do this? This either stems from you being able to sell a digital product, physical product, service, or anything of that nature. It all comes down to you having something to offer the market that the market will then compensate you for in a financial matter. And so in order to do this, you have to find a gap in the market, or you have to find a solution to a problem in the market that has mass enough appeal to the point where you will be able to sell this on a global scale and profit off of it. At the end of the day, any business that you're operating always has operational costs, whether it's cost of goods, whether it is marketing expenses, whether it is software fees, whatever it is, staff. There's a whole bunch of different expenses that you guys are going to incur when you're starting off a business. Now, a large majority of the time, people don't realize how large these expenses can actually be and how quickly they could stack up. And because of that, you need to be able to weigh out the pros and cons of every single product that you're selling. Hence why me personally, for those of you that don't know, I started off in dropshipping. Reason being is I didn't want to take on paying costs of goods prior to figuring out if I have a product that's going to sell. And so for me personally, this was a very efficient way for me to start without having to take on one product cost. Software fees were exceptionally low. I was paying maybe $30 or $40 a month for the Shopify plan. My main expense was marketing expenses. And so when all this stuff came into play, I really started to figure out the operational side of running a business. Now, whether or not I was selling a physical product, well, at the time I was selling physical products, but this gave me the ability to figure out how to sell digital products, how to sell services on a much lower scale. This gave me an understanding of how costs could be applied and incurred while operating a business. And so when I initially started, I didn't necessarily understand how money went in and how money came out. And so you're going out, you're selling a product that you might be getting for $8, you're selling this for about $30, and based on the amount of volume of this product that you could sell, you could put together a projection and you could put together KPIs to understand how much profit you could be gaining off of this. Now, what it really comes down to, all in all, is your ability to develop a skill that's going to allow you to generate income. Now, this can be done with almost anything. In order for you to run a business, you have to, once again, find the market for it. And you have to be able to market it in a way that has mass enough appeal to the point where you're solving a problem. You could enter almost any market and sell almost any product, but it's your ability to position that product in front of somebody that's going to allow you to make that income. You could have a product selling for $100 and somebody else could be selling that product for $20, and you can do more volume selling that $100 product than the person selling it at $20. It's not always about undercutting the market. It's about who can position it the best in a way that appeals the most to one set demographic. It comes down to perceived value. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story. Now, I might not even say this properly, but somebody had, let's say, a vintage Lamborghini and went to a pawn shop and tried to sell it. They gave them a set price, let's say 10 grand. Somebody went out and tried to sell it privately, and let's say, they got offered 30 grand. And then you go to an antique shop where these people are buying off collectibles, and you get quoted at 100 grand. Even though at the end of the day it's the same product, and obviously this story maybe didn't necessarily make sense with the specific product I used, but the concept still stands, right? this product is being positioned in a bunch of different markets, but it's the market that essentially puts the value on that product. So let's say you're offering marketing services to local businesses. These local businesses might only give you, let's say, $1,000 or $2,000 a month. But if you go out and you find a large corporation that has excessive ad budget that could be utilized, these corporations have more money to then obviously allocate towards paying a marketing agency. So the market that you're essentially selling to has to be a market that sees the value that you have. You have to go out there for the big dogs and the big sharks to essentially be able to generate the income that you're looking for. That income is then used later down the line to be multiplied. So what it really comes down to, in my opinion, for anybody out there that is starting, that is trying to build up their bank account, that is trying to build up their finances, your main priority getting into anything is for you to figure out what will be your main revenue driver and how you could scale that number up from, let's say, 5K a month to 10K a month and 10K to 20K a month. This is always done by a digital product, physical product, or service. That is the easiest way for me to kind of lay it out there for you guys. So you have to be able to dig deep and figure out, if you don't have the income right now, what are you willing to invest your time into that will allow you to generate income? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go dropship, that you need to go run a Shopify store, that you need to go sell products. If you're going to be selling products, position yourself in a way that will allow you to do this right off the bat. See, when I got started into e-com, if I were to go back and redo this whole process over again to obviously end up where I'm at today, my main thing was utilizing my hard-earned income, which is me going to work from fucking 9 to 5, in order to invest that into a business that will then allow me to gain the skill set that I now have acquired and that can be applied in order to generate income. And at the time, I was bringing in no income from my Shopify stores. I wasn't selling any products, so I think I would have emphasized on trying to figure out how to generate income off of skill sets that I already had in order for me to use that income to gain the knowledge. And that's the only way that I would have probably have been able to get out of my 9 to 5 job and like working in the kitchen and all that stuff that I was doing in order to just invest more time into the business. So this could have been anything along the lines of, you know, me figuring out how to just record videos for products and posting them on social media in order to gain traction in my business that way. There's a lot of different things that I could have done and a lot of different avenues that I could have taken in order to end up in order to, let's say, facilitate or expedite that learning curve, because that learning curve was solely based off of the amount of income that I had coming in on a month-to-month basis that I could then reuse and invest into ads, in which those ads obviously taught me the skill sets that I needed in order to be able to scale that business. So all in all, what it really comes down to, if we want to lay it out in a couple simple processes, it is one, finding a physical product, a digital product, or a service that you can offer the market. In order to do that, you have to be able to locate a gap in the market or a problem in the market that you can then offer an easy solution to. Now, this is the easiest way to obviously sell. You could locate problems that are also based off emotion, that are also based off of, let's say, a real life benefit, right? Like an actual real life problem that you can locate. Now, this could be anything, such as, I don't know, let's say right here, for example, locating a problem on this dock right here. There's a dock behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a dock back there. Well, that didn't work. But there's a dock back there with water. And on that dock, there's always birds landing there. So on a day-to-day basis, when I go there, it's filled like bird shit and stuff. So to really put this into perspective with you, this is probably not the only community that has this problem. And this stuff should be cleaned on a day-to-day basis because it's fucking nasty. I was about to go sit down over there and I saw the amount of fucking bird shit and whatever there is over there. I didn't want to go sit there. So point being, this is a recurring issue that I see here on a day-to-day. When I come to record here and I see this problem, I don't want to go there. So that being said, there's clearly an issue within this community where there is a service that could be offered here. Now, yes, I do see them spray this off sometimes. I've never seen somebody physically there spraying it off, but this should be done on a day-to-day basis. What would a community like this pay you? There's, I don't know how many houses within this community. Everybody pays HOA here, and that means the community has funds to reinvest into somebody spraying off this dock. And if you could find a whole bunch of different communities like this that probably have the same issue, there's obviously a decent chunk of change there that could be invested into the cleanliness of this area. So that's just something that I've noticed off of me sitting here and recording a video. I thought about that on the go, off the top of my head. Now, not saying that this is an opportunity that I'm going to jump on, but to put it into perspective for you guys, there's a lot of opportunities out there that you guys can take advantage of that could then result into you generating a significant amount of income or creating a large enough business. Everything that you guys do doesn't necessarily have to be online. Now, this itself, you wouldn't necessarily have to come here physically and do it yourself. Yes, obviously, when you are starting a business, out the gate, I always recommend for you to be in the trenches yourself so that you can learn the ins and outs of the business, to learn how to perform the services yourself, and to learn how to do everything on your own. But later down the line, once you start to scale up, you could easily hire cleaners to do stuff like this. And if you have enough communities, there's a lot of opportunity for you to go out, make enough income to then go pay cleaners per job or per gig or whatever it is, per community that they're working. And it's something that could probably be automated relatively easily. So at the end of the day, it comes down to you guys being able to think outside the box and to understand and locate issues in society, not only within online spaces, but in society, that will allow you to sell a product, a service, or anything of that nature in which you can be compensated a relatively good amount of income for. And based on your performance over time, you'll be able to scale the price at which you offer your services, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to perceived value. This community might pay one individual contractor a certain amount, but if you have a business that does this on a regular basis and you have all the social proof and everything you need in order to be able to do this, how much money would you be able to generate? How much higher of perceived value would your service look? And based off you just doing that, you could easily create a six-figure business doing this. So all in all, to kind of conclude this video, it's not a matter of you necessarily having the skill set to generate income. It's about you putting yourself in a position where you can create a general understanding of gaining that skill set. Because just doing this, right, later down the line, if you want to scale it up, you'll have to learn how to build out a team, how to manage a team, how to market yourself, how to market your business. These are all things that you're going to have to learn, how to approach people, how to sell to people. And those are a lot of different skills that can be implemented into any business, any type of business that you're going to run. This skill set can be implemented. Hence why I really like the dropship model, because this allowed me to create an understanding for seeing products and understanding what solution it provides to the market, understanding perceived value, understanding marketing, understanding how to build up a team, understanding the content creation aspect of it, understanding how to build websites that convert. So anything in the online space that I could dabble into, there's so many different businesses that I could then go ahead and start up, and so many different problems in the market that I've already located, that I've already invested time and energy into, that will allow me to develop very scalable businesses later down the line. So once again, to conclude this video, when it comes to generating income, I choose generating over multiplying to begin with, and multiplying once you learn how to generate. And with that being said, guys, this should bring us to the end of the video. So as always, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This was a little bit of a different video today. I do want to touch base on a little bit more knowledge-based stuff, as opposed to always trying to give you guys motivational speeches. I feel like I'm getting repetitive, and I feel like you guys understand the point that I'm trying to get across. And so I'm going to start applying a little bit more value to these videos that you can take and then implement into your own businesses. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more insight on how you could start businesses. This video probably was a little bit choppy, something that I'm not fully used to yet. But as I start to record a little bit more of these, I think, you guys will kind of get the gist of it. And I literally gave you guys a six-figure business idea that you guys could literally get started with today. Like, this shit's fucking nasty. If you guys saw this, like, you would understand what I'm saying, and you'd probably see the value in this business. So yeah, hope that all made sense to you guys. And if you guys need anything, the link to the Telegram chat is in the description down below. Always networking in there, always like-minded individuals that you guys can network with, build businesses with, ask questions to, do whatever it is. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the other side. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.